guys, I'm Natalie and welcome to my channel. Currently I am completely snowed in on this winter storm, and since I live in Texas, you know everyone is freaking out. A couple of days before the storm, I went to the grocery store to buy some bagels and popcorn. The whole store was packed with people overfilling their grocery carts. And when I saw the water bottle aisle, you know the only thing left was Dasani. Sorry Dasani, but even in a crisis, nobody wants you. But if anyone remembers the whole Texas power grid situation back in 2021, it's honestly kind of hard to blame people for trying to just be prepared. But sometimes they become a little too prepared. I've run into some videos related to the winter storm, and I wanted to share some of those with you guys today. Let's get right into them. So in this first video, it looks like the mom is preparing her son for a snowstorm. She's banishing her kid to the closet, has a whistle necklace on his neck, and looks like she's putting on a sticker with an emergency contact number as well. Even has the AirTag bracelet as well, because you're gonna lose your kid in the winter storm. Looks like she's putting money in their card in a tinfoil wrap. You know, we got a single hoodie, very warm for the winter weather. We got all the snacks, all the essentials, flashlight and all that, water bottle. Oh my god. She's literally putting an AirTag into a Labubu. And apparently we also need a life vest in the winter snow. The comments on this video are hilarious. The snow stays outside, not sure if you know that. Right, like the mom is acting like the snow is just gonna barge right into the house and take her children. No warm clothes, just cash and a Labubu. What the hell is the life jacket for? That's what I'm saying. Like, does she expect the snow to just melt and immediately make an ocean around them? I was today years old when I questioned how I ever survived snowstorms as a child. No, like seriously, when I was growing up and there was a snowstorm, it meant school was canceled. The only thing I wanted to do was go outside and build a snowman and throw snow at my sister. Now, while some of these tips might be useful in, let's say, a hurricane situation, for example, your kid does not need to sleep in a closet and will not get lost during a snowstorm. And just stay in the house and bundle up. In this next video, it looks like we have another parent that is trying to keep their child safe during the storm. First off, we're starting off by wrapping foil around your child's feet, and we're putting socks on top as well. Regardless of how uncomfortable that must feel, it cannot be more effective than just putting on another layer of socks. I haven't tried it personally, but maybe there's some use to it. I don't even know. We got the good old AirTags again. Another one wrapping foil around money in a baggie. Dude, I had no idea that they had those AirTag holding shoe inserts. And we're wrapping those in foil too. Dude, these creators should just be sponsored by Reynolds Wrap. Like, I get the use behind it. Snow is water, water makes things wet, and obviously you don't want your belongings to get damaged. But this is just a whole nother level. Now we're using foil once again to make a flashlight lantern. I don't know, I feel like these children just want to watch the Polar Express and drink some hot cocoa on a snowy day, and their moms are just like, sorry children, I gotta make another panic video for TikTok. Here we have a parody video of the previous one that we just watched, and now we're using a pad as an emergency contact sticker. But at least in this one, they're preparing for a hurricane and not just a winter storm. They gave him medical supplies, toothbrush, he has everything that he needs. The comments on this one are also hilarious. No AirTag and shoe, you must hate him. Right, I mean, every one of these videos should be like a sponsor for them. Preparing for hurricane season in Murray, Utah. Dude, I just realized the location of this reel. That's the absolute cherry on top. This is another video where we are apparently taping cardboard onto the windows and covering it with blankets for insulation. Covering the bottom of the door with the blanket is somewhat of a decent thing to do, especially when the snow starts to melt, but the cardboard on the windows is just extremely excessive. Just use your curtains and at most maybe another blanket to cover the window. Next, it looks like we have a DIY made out of candles. Probably a decent hack in an emergency, but personally, if I didn't have a gas stove and I didn't have power, I would rather just resort to eating whatever I have in my pantry. It looks like we're making another one of those flashlight lanterns, but is the Clorox bleach gel really effective in this situation? A lot of other people are just using regular water and it seems to get the same amount of lighting. We have yet another parody of the first video that we watched. She is making her bed in the closet. We've got the whistle, we got the Band-Aid for the phone number, we got an AirTag belt choker. And it looks like we're putting money and an Olive Garden card wrapped in foil. Now we got the good old essentials, warm clothes, still more warm than probably the first video. Yeah, literally, this is a perfect representation of how ridiculous the first video was. In this video, it looks like we are putting frozen goods into the washing machine. My question is that really effective? I mean, using the washing machine as a cooler, I feel like it would stay somewhat cold if you just left it alone in the freezer. And even then, there's a snowstorm outside, just put it outside in the freezing snow. See, this is actually one of the hacks that I can get by. Essentially, you have a cup of ice and you put a coin on top. If the coin does move down in the cup, you know that the ice has melted and the food in your freezer needs to be thrown out.
And here's how we got prepared. It started by cranking up the heat in our house and filling up both bathtubs and a trash can full of water. We'll use this water to flush the toilets if the power goes out. And don't worry, we have separate bottles of water for drinking. I made sure the house was nice and clean and staged an area downstairs where all of our appliances will be centrally.
Okay, that's a bit ridiculous. There's no way we're laying out an entire foldable table for this stuff. I hope she didn't buy that giant pack of batteries just for this event. I don't know how badly the storm hit North Carolina, but based on the previous week's forecast for them, it seems like there was only really a couple of days of snow. I mean, this video right here shows what it was like in North Carolina during the storm for this one user. I mean, I could be wrong. If you do live in North Carolina, let me know in the comments how badly the storm hit you guys.
We have officially lost power due to the winter storm. We live in the country, and since we're in the woods, we're always the first to lose power. It went out around 8:40 this morning. My husband had barely turned on the coffee pot and bam, the power went out. I did have some instant coffee, so shout out to Nescafe for saving the day. And I promise my stove isn't dirty. It's just very old and the coating has been chipping off. Anyways, thankfully we do have a gas stove, so we're still able to make food and heat up water. So that's the first thing I did when I got up. I got my lighter and turned the stove on. We just had some leftover tamales and egg, just something simple because I didn't want a sink full of dishes, especially since the water is literally freezing. After breakfast, I washed the dishes and I noticed that the water pressure was starting to get a little low. So I went ahead and filled up some empty gallons I had with water so we're able to flush the toilets and wash dishes just in case our pipes do freeze. I also left the faucets dripping, but it's better to be safe than sorry. We had some extra blankets in our storage, so we went ahead and got those down to cover up the windows tonight. And we went to the shed. I found some string lights that are battery operated, so at least we'll have some sort of light tonight. Anyways, to all my Texans, I hope you're staying safe and warm. I'll be praying for everyone. I love you guys. Bye.
See, I feel like the reaction of this family is actually normal. We don't have these silly flashlight lanterns or taping up the windows with cardboard. We simply just light the candles, fill up a jug of water, and go on with our day. It is not the end of the world. We're not going into an apocalypse. The next section that I wanted to dive into was about the panic shopping. Too many people have been stocking up like hoarders for just a few days of snow. So the caption on this video reads, "Do people think this snowstorm will last for months?" That is a valid question. Sorry about that, guys. My cat was trying to come into the video. In what world does a few days of a storm need this much food? Did you see how many gallons of milk was there? It will probably go bad before they can even drink half of them. With the amount of groceries that they bought, they could probably live 3 months or more without leaving the house. Is it a 3-day storm or an apocalypse? The whole store is basically all wiped out. Too many people are seriously panic shopping, and now the normal person can't even get a loaf of bread. Someone in the comments said COVID vibes. Literally, I've seen the shelves more full during COVID. Just onion shells left over. Can't even get a full bag of apples. I don't even know what to say anymore. It's completely ridiculous. Literally, the lines were just as long whenever I went 2 days before the storm. And do you see how much food some of these people are stocking up on for 3 days? 3 days of a storm and your baskets are already overflowing. We even got H-E-B out here getting emptied out. It seems like no grocery store is safe out here. Texas is gonna freeze, grab the essentials. Raw meat, shredded cheese, lunch meat, popcorn, Doritos, pizza. The video does make a good point about the fact that people are not grocery shopping for emergency purposes like power outages, but rather people just want to have the ingredients they need to cook for the next 3 days. However, the amount that has been cleared off from the shelf is absolutely ridiculous. Let's say the power does go out, what are you going to do with your raw chicken? Unless you have a grill, you're going to have to chuck that meat right into the snow so it doesn't spoil. I guess I'll be starving for this storm. I mean, you get your choice. You get apples, tomatoes, and some red bananas. On a real note, it must be so difficult for people who are in limited funds right now. They are only given a couple of choices of food in the store, which some of it may not be even in their budget. Meanwhile, we have people like this in the store who are buying what looks like 4 tubs of mayo, a whole box of what looks like canned sauces, a whole basket full of snacks, another one with spices and baking supplies. I mean, what are we doing here? Unless these are getting donated to a shelter, there is absolutely no need for this. And this video, I mean, how many packages of meat do you need? Like I said earlier, those are probably gonna go bad by the time the snow already melts. At this point, we're just throwing everything and anything into our carts. Me on my way to return all these groceries they made us buy for the winter storm. Who is they? Sir, you made the decision to panic buy, so now you need to go eat all that food that you just bought. Seasoning the driveway like it's a family recipe. So this guy is using iodized salt for his driveway for the ice, but I've been seeing mixed responses in the comments regarding whether it is recommended or not. Some people say that it damages the driveway and the yard, and some people say that it still works. My question is, why would you go buy 10 containers of salt when you can just go buy the real driveway salt where you can get more product for your money and it will work better? Only 30 minutes into the snowstorm, and this is my 10th time opening this door. That was literally me the moment I got home with all my snacks from the grocery store. I bought a whole bag of chicharrones and they were gone by the second day. Every Texan this weekend. Yeah, so I've been letting my faucet drip every single year whenever we are anticipating a snowstorm, but honestly, this year I have skipped out on it and I've been fine. It's not a bad tip to follow though. So in this video, people are playing soccer on I-20. If you guys didn't know, some highways were closed during the snowstorm, so people were taking advantage of the empty roads and just doing stuff like this. Honestly, it does sound kind of fun. While the rest of the country is freezing, it's 80 degrees in Fort Lauderdale. See, Florida gets to skip out on the snowstorm for now, but you know later this year they're going to have to deal with another hurricane. So for now, they just get their little break. Also, I find that it's kind of nice to have a change in weather sometimes. In Texas, we only really get snow once a year, so it is actually something that you get to look forward to. Unless you're grocery shopping, it seems. So that's all the videos that I wanted to share with you guys today. Some of them are satire, and some of them unfortunately not. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content. I hope you guys are staying warm, and I will see you guys in the next video.